Hello, friends. If you're curious about the movie Me, Myself and Irene from 2000, you're in the perfect place. Don't forget to give this video a quick like, it really helps us out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest movie deep dives. Let's jump right in. Imagine a story where the mundane cracks open to reveal a wild, chaotic world just beneath the surface. A story where a man's polite, subdued existence is shattered by an unexpected alter ego, a volatile force of nature with a mind of its own. This is the tale we're about to explore, a dark comedy that dives headfirst into the absurdity of identity, the chaos of repression, and the messy, unpredictable nature of human emotion. It's a wild ride that balances slapstick humor with moments of surprising heart, a film that dares to ask what happens when the polite, restrained mask we wear suddenly shatters, and our inner demons take the wheel. The story centers around a man who, by all appearances, leads a quiet, unassuming life as a Rhode Island state trooper. He's the guy who's always trying to do the right thing, keep his head down, and maintain a calm exterior no matter what storms brew around him. But beneath that calm surface lies a turmoil he barely understands. Through a cruel twist of fate and a history of emotional repression, his personality fractures, unleashing an alter ego who is the exact opposite of everything he's supposed to be: brash, aggressive, foul-mouthed, and utterly unpredictable. As the plot unfolds, we follow this man on a chaotic journey that is equal parts hilarious and touching. His dual personalities clash and collide, creating a whirlwind of comedic chaos that disrupts his work, relationships, and sanity. When he's assigned to escort a spirited woman with her own secrets through Rhode Island, their misadventures escalate into a bizarre and unforgettable odyssey that tests the limits of patience, love, and self-control. The chemistry between them crackles with tension, humor, and unexpected tenderness, adding layers to what could have been a simple comedy of errors. What makes this story so compelling is its fearless embrace of extremes. It doesn't shy away from the messy, uncomfortable parts of human nature. In fact, it celebrates them with gusto. The protagonist's inner alter ego is a riotous embodiment of repressed anger and frustration, flipping the script on polite society's expectations. His outbursts are as outrageous as they are cathartic, turning everyday frustrations into absurd spectacles. At the same time, the film reveals glimpses of vulnerability beneath the chaos, showing that even the wildest personalities carry wounds and hopes beneath their surface. Throughout the film, moments of pure slapstick collide with sharp social satire and unexpected emotional depth. The plot twists and turns with manic energy, featuring improbable escapes, confrontations, and laugh-out-loud mishaps that keep viewers on the edge of their seats. The man's struggle to reconcile his fractured self and navigate the absurd situations he finds himself in becomes a metaphor for the universal human battle between order and chaos, appearance and truth. Key elements of the story revolve around the theme of duality, the idea that everyone harbors conflicting selves, battling beneath the surface. The film uses humor to explore this complex psychological terrain, turning what could be a dark subject into a hilarious, often outrageous romp. The tension between the protagonist's two personalities drives much of the comedy but also opens space for moments of genuine connection and growth, especially as he and the woman he's escorting discover unexpected common ground. Major twists and surprises abound, with the narrative cleverly balancing outrageous scenarios and character-driven moments. The journey challenges assumptions, both about the characters and about identity itself, pushing the story into unpredictable territory. The film's climax delivers both chaos and resolution, blending physical comedy with emotional revelation in a way that feels both satisfying and true to the story's irreverent spirit. This film is a roller coaster of humor and heart, where the absurd meets the authentic in a story about finding oneself amid the messiness of life. It's a tale that dares to laugh at the darkest parts of the human psyche while reminding us of the redemptive power of connection and acceptance. Whether you come for the outrageous antics, the sharp wit, or the surprisingly tender moments, you'll find yourself caught up in a story that's as unpredictable as it is unforgettable. So buckle up and get ready to dive into a wild, raucous exploration of identity, chaos, and the hilarious ways we try to hold it all together, sometimes with a little help from the voices inside our heads. The story opens in the serene, orderly world of Charlie Baileygates, a Rhode Island state trooper whose demeanor is so mild-mannered it almost seems like a part of his uniform. A man who has lived his life with a single, steady purpose: to maintain peace, to avoid confrontation, and to keep his emotions tightly locked away. Beneath his calm exterior, however, there is a turbulent past, a history of repression and denial that simmers quietly beneath the surface. The audience quickly senses that this calm is fragile. A thin veneer stretched over deeper turmoil waiting to erupt. Charlie's world is, for all intents and purposes, a picture of quiet predictability. His family life is strained. His 2 sons are struggling to relate to their distant father, and his personal frustrations are buried beneath layers of propriety and patience. His job as a state trooper demands control, professionalism, and a composed demeanor, all qualities Charlie embodies, but at great personal cost. His life is a tightrope walk, balancing the expectations of a responsible man with the pressure of unspoken pain and anger. The inciting incident jolts this fragile equilibrium. Years of suppressed rage and unresolved trauma coalesce, triggering a split in Charlie's personality. Out of this fracture emerges Hank, an alter ego who is everything Charlie is not: brash, vulgar, aggressive, and unapologetically unfiltered. Hank's arrival is not subtle. It bursts forth with raw energy and chaos, instantly upending Charlie's carefully constructed world. The juxtaposition of these 2 selves forms the core conflict, with Charlie struggling to maintain his identity while Hank wreaks havoc on his life. This duality creates a whirlwind of comedic and chaotic events. Early scenes vividly illustrate the collision between Charlie's polite, reserved nature and Hank's explosive, no-holds-barred attitude. The film uses this contrast to generate laughter and tension, as Hank's unpredictable behavior complicates Charlie's attempts to live a normal life. Hank does not just act out. He dominates, often taking over at moments of stress, turning mundane situations into wild confrontations. Into this fractured existence enters Irene Waters, a spirited and resourceful woman whose own life is marked by complexity. She arrives as a catalyst, a person who unknowingly becomes entwined with Charlie's dual identity. When Charlie is tasked with escorting Irene from Rhode Island to New York, their journey quickly becomes anything but routine. Irene is tough, no-nonsense, and often exasperated by Charlie's erratic behavior, especially when Hank takes over. Their interactions are charged with humor and tension, as Irene navigates the bewildering and often absurd consequences of traveling with a man whose personality flips unpredictably. The road trip itself serves as a narrative device to propel the story through a series of escalating incidents. From mistaken identities to run-ins with dangerous characters, from frantic chases to chaotic confrontations, the journey is a roller coaster of events that test the limits of patience and survival. Charlie and Irene find themselves caught in a web of confusion and peril, forced to rely on each other despite the dysfunction that surrounds them. Their dynamic evolves amid the chaos, blending conflict with moments of surprising empathy. As they travel, the film explores Charlie's internal struggle with increasing intensity. His efforts to suppress Hank become more difficult as the alter ego's influence grows stronger. The manifestations of Hank are not just comedic explosions. They reveal the depth of Charlie's unresolved trauma and the ways in which repression can fracture the psyche. This tension adds complexity to the narrative, preventing it from becoming mere slapstick and injecting a psychological dimension into the comedy. Key plot developments involve the interactions with law enforcement and criminals alike, as Charlie's dual personalities attract attention and suspicion. Scenes of mistaken identity, miscommunication, and violent outbursts complicate the mission and escalate stakes. These encounters serve as both comedic set pieces and thematic explorations of control, identity, and chaos. The film balances these moments with quieter scenes that offer glimpses into Charlie's vulnerability and his yearning for peace. Parallel to the external chaos is the evolving relationship between Charlie and Irene. Their banter, misunderstandings, and reluctant cooperation create a rich vein of humor and heart. Irene's tough exterior gradually softens as she glimpses the fractured man beneath the surface, and Charlie's guarded nature is challenged by her presence. This relationship grounds the film, providing emotional stakes amid the madness. By the midpoint, the film has established a rhythm of escalating conflict and deepening character exploration. The audience is drawn into the manic energy of Hank's disruptions while gaining sympathy for Charlie's plight. The road trip is both literal and metaphorical, a journey through external dangers and internal struggles. The first half closes on a note of uncertainty and anticipation, setting the stage for further revelations and confrontations. In essence, this opening segment is a masterclass in blending comedy with psychological insight, action with character development. It introduces a world where order and chaos collide, where a man's fractured identity becomes both source of turmoil and potential redemption. The detailed unfolding of events keeps viewers engaged with its unpredictable twists and emotional depth, creating a foundation for the wild, poignant journey that lies ahead. The story, already swirling with chaos and conflict, takes a sharp turn into even more unpredictable territory as the second arc unfolds. The duality of Charlie Bailey Gates and his unruly alter ego, Hank, intensifies, pushing the characters and the narrative into deeper, more complicated waters. What began as a clash between two selves now evolves into a journey of reckoning, both external and internal, that tests boundaries, exposes hidden truths, and ultimately seeks resolution amid the disorder. As Charlie and Irene continue their fraught journey toward New York, the chaos surrounding them escalates with a relentless energy. Hank, increasingly unrestrained, bursts into scenes with a combustible force that leaves a trail of confusion, destruction, and unexpected humor. His vulgarity and brashness, once surprising and contained, now become central to the unfolding drama, challenging Charlie's ability to maintain control and complicating their mission. Yet beneath Hank's explosive exterior lies a rawness that hints at pain and longing, adding layers to the character's unpredictability. The road trip serves as a crucible for the evolving relationship between Charlie and Irene. Their constant bickering and reluctant alliance are interspersed with moments of vulnerability and mutual understanding. Irene, initially exasperated and skeptical, begins to see the fractured man behind the conflicting personalities, while Charlie grapples with the reality that his alter ego, as destructive as it is an inescapable part of himself. This dynamic infuses the story with both comedic tension and emotional resonance, allowing the narrative to balance slapstick chaos with sincere character development. Throughout this segment, the film deftly layers action and comedy with psychological insight. The clashes with law enforcement, the near misses with criminals, and the absurd situations born from Hank's antics serve not only as entertainment but as metaphors for Charlie's internal struggle. Each external conflict mirrors his fractured psyche, the battle between repression and release, between the desire for order and the pull of chaos. These thematic echoes deepen the narrative, inviting viewers to engage with the story on multiple levels. Key plot twists emerge as hidden facets of Charlie's past come to light. The film peels back layers of his history, revealing the origins of his split personality and the emotional wounds that have shaped him. These revelations provide context for Hank's emergence and add gravity to the comedic turmoil. The audience gains insight into the trauma and pressure that have forced Charlie into this psychological fracture, fostering empathy even as the chaos escalates. The narrative's climax builds with a crescendo of tension and humor. Charlie, Hank, and Irene find themselves cornered by forces both legal and criminal, their escape hinging on quick wit, unlikely alliances, and the unpredictable power of Hank's explosive persona. The film's physical comedy reaches new heights here, with action sequences that blend pratfalls, clever improvisations, and moments of genuine suspense. These scenes are crafted to keep viewers on edge while delivering the laughs that have become the story's hallmark. Amid the mayhem, the film never loses sight of its emotional core. The characters' struggles with identity, acceptance, and connection come to the forefront, shaping their decisions and interactions. Charlie's journey toward self-acceptance unfolds in tandem with the external conflicts, culminating in moments of clarity where the fractured self seeks harmony. The narrative does not shy away from the complexity of this process, acknowledging that reconciliation is neither simple nor complete but a work in progress. Irene's role as both catalyst and anchor becomes more pronounced as the story progresses. Her own vulnerabilities and strengths complement and challenge Charlie's, creating a dynamic that is at once comedic and poignant. Their partnership, forged in adversity, suggests that acceptance and love often arise from the most unlikely of circumstances. The film uses their relationship to explore themes of forgiveness and the transformative power of human connection. The resolution ties together the threads of chaos and clarity. The final confrontations and escapes lead to a moment of reckoning where Charlie must confront Hank and, by extension, himself. The film embraces both humor and humanity in these scenes, balancing the absurd with the sincere. The climax is less about dramatic spectacle and more about emotional truth, the acceptance of one's whole self, flaws and all. In the aftermath, the film offers a tentative hope. The fractured personalities find a way to coexist, suggesting that identity is not a fixed state but a complex, evolving spectrum. The relationship between Charlie and Irene, tempered by their journey, hints at new beginnings grounded in understanding and acceptance. The story closes with a blend of humor, warmth, and reflection, leaving the audience both entertained and thoughtful. This second arc, rich with action, comedy, and emotional depth, completes the narrative's journey from turmoil to tentative peace. It highlights the challenges of embracing one's complexities and the unexpected places where healing and connection can be found. The film's ability to weave laughter with insight, chaos with heart, makes this concluding segment a memorable and satisfying culmination of its wild, irreverent tale. In the heart of this chaotic and irreverent comedy lies a cast of characters whose contradictions, vulnerabilities, and unexpected depths breathe life into the whirlwind of absurdity. At the center stands Charlie Bailey Gates, a man whose very nature is fractured, torn between his ingrained civility and a wild, uncontrollable alter ego named Hank. This duality is the lens through which the film explores identity, repression, and the human capacity for both chaos and kindness. To understand the richness of the story, we must delve deeply into these characters, their flaws, their transformations, and the complex interplay that drives the narrative forward. Charlie Bailey Gates is, on the surface, the embodiment of restraint. A Rhode Island state trooper, his life is governed by rules, politeness, and a desire to maintain order, both in his surroundings and within himself. His demeanor is gentle to the point of passivity, a man who often defers, who carries the weight of his responsibilities quietly, perhaps too quietly. This veneer of calm masks a deep reservoir of suppressed anger and unresolved pain, elements that form the foundation for his split personality. Charlie's character is defined by this tension, the struggle to contain the storm within while presenting a composed exterior to the world. What makes Charlie compelling is not just his fragility but his fundamental goodness. Despite his inner turmoil and the chaos unleashed by Hank, Charlie's motivations are rooted in a genuine desire to do right by his family and others around him. He is not simply a man undone by madness. He is someone fighting to hold together a fractured self, to find a way back to normalcy and connection. This vulnerability engenders empathy, making Charlie's journey both relatable and poignant amid the absurdity. Hank, Charlie's alter ego, is a stark contrast, a visceral, unfiltered force of nature who embodies everything Charlie suppresses. Hank is loud, aggressive, foul-mouthed, and often violent, but he is also fiercely protective and unapologetically honest. He operates without the social constraints that bind Charlie, responding to the world with raw emotion and instinct. While Hank's behavior is often destructive and outrageous, he also reveals truths that Charlie cannot voice, acting as a disruptive but necessary catalyst for change. The relationship between Charlie and Hank is complex and layered. They are not merely two sides of the same coin but competing forces struggling for dominance. Hank's presence challenges Charlie's sense of identity and control, forcing him to confront the parts of himself he has long denied. This internal conflict drives much of the film's humor and tension, as the characters oscillate between cooperation and conflict. Hank's brashness serves as both comic relief and a symbol of repressed rage, illustrating how the parts of ourselves we try to bury can erupt in unpredictable ways. Irene Waters, the woman at the center of Charlie and Hank's chaotic journey, is more than just a companion or plot device. She is a fully realized character with her own complexities and strengths. Irene is tough, assertive, and unafraid to speak her mind, a foil to both Charlie's meekness and Hank's volatility. Yet beneath her rough exterior lies a depth of empathy and resilience, qualities that emerge as she navigates the chaos with determination and wit. Irene's character brings balance to the narrative, grounding the absurdity with moments of sincerity and emotional truth. Her interactions with Charlie and Hank reveal much about her own character. She is both exasperated by and drawn to the contradictory man before her, recognizing the humanity beneath the madness. Their evolving relationship, marked by sharp banter, moments of tenderness, and mutual reliance, adds emotional weight to the story. Irene becomes a catalyst for Charlie's growth, challenging him to embrace his fractured self and find strength in vulnerability. Supporting characters add texture and dimension to the story's world. Charlie's two sons, though peripheral, reflect the family tensions and generational gaps that underscore Charlie's struggles. Their frustration with their father's distance and his mysterious behavior underscores themes of communication and connection. The law enforcement colleagues and various antagonists encountered along the journey serve as external pressures that heighten the stakes and expose the fragility of Charlie's fractured identity. The film's cast brings these characters vividly to life, infusing them with personality and nuance. The actor portraying Charlie masterfully navigates the delicate balance between the man and his alter ego, shifting seamlessly from meekness to manic energy. His physicality, posture, facial expressions, and vocal changes distinguishes the two personas while maintaining a sense of underlying unity. This performance is central to the film's success, as it allows audiences to invest emotionally in a character who could easily become a caricature. The portrayal of Hank is equally noteworthy, demanding a fearless embrace of chaos and comedy. The actor's commitment to physical comedy, timing, and unabashed vulgarity creates a character who is as entertaining as he is unsettling. Yet beneath the bravado, there is a hint of tragedy and longing that adds complexity, preventing Hank from becoming a mere comic foil. Irene's character is brought to life with a blend of toughness and warmth. The actress imbues her with sharp wit and emotional intelligence, creating a character who commands attention and sympathy. Her chemistry with the lead is palpable, fueling much of the film's energy and emotional depth. Together, these performances elevate the script's comedic and dramatic moments, making the characters feel real despite their exaggerated circumstances. The interactions among the cast reveal a dynamic interplay of personalities, mirroring the film's themes of conflict and connection. Character arcs throughout the story reflect journeys of acceptance and transformation. Charlie's path from repression to tentative integration of his fractured self mirrors universal struggles with identity and mental health. Hank's eruption forces confrontation with buried emotions, suggesting that embracing all parts of oneself, even the chaotic and uncomfortable, can lead to wholeness. Irene's evolution from skeptic to ally underscores the power of empathy and resilience. The film also explores broader themes through its characters, such as the masks people wear to navigate society, the consequences of emotional suppression, and the possibility of redemption through connection. Each character embodies facets of these themes, inviting audiences to reflect on their own experiences with identity, mental health, and relationships. In summary, the film's characters are far more than vehicles for humor. They are complex, flawed, and deeply human beings whose struggles and triumphs resonate beyond the screen. Through Charlie's quiet desperation, Hank's explosive energy, and Irene's steadfast strength, the story becomes a meditation on the multifaceted nature of self and the messy, beautiful journey toward acceptance. Their interplay of chaos and compassion forms the emotional core of a film that is as much about laughter as it is about understanding the complexities within us all. The making of this film was as wild and unpredictable as the story it tells, a production filled with surprises, challenges, and quirky moments that added layers of texture to an already riotous narrative. Behind the scenes, the chaos that unfolded was not merely scripted but lived out in real time by the cast and crew, who navigated a roller coaster of technical difficulties, improvisational brilliance, and unexpected encounters. These strangest facts and little-known details peel back the curtain to reveal a production as unconventional and lively as the characters at its heart. One of the earliest and most surprising behind-the-scenes revelations is the extensive improvisation that shaped many of the film's most memorable comedic moments. While the script provided a solid foundation, the lead actor, known for his quick wit and fearless comedic instincts, often went off-script, injecting scenes with spontaneous lines and physical gags. This improvisational spirit became a hallmark of the production, with the director encouraging actors to explore their characters freely, even if it meant veering into unpredictable territory. Some of the film's most iconic scenes owe their existence to these unscripted bursts of creativity, making the film feel fresh and alive in every frame. The physical demands of portraying a character with a split personality, especially one as volatile and boisterous as Hank, presented unique challenges. The actor took his commitment seriously, enduring physically taxing stunts and elaborate makeup sessions to embody the manic energy required. One unusual story recounts how, during a particularly intense scene, the actor accidentally broke a prop that was supposed to be indestructible, prompting an on-set scramble to find a replacement before shooting could continue. This incident, emblematic of the film's frenetic pace, added a real sense of urgency and spontaneity to the production. Filming on location in Rhode Island brought its own set of quirks. The city's compact size and local charm provided a perfect backdrop but also led to unexpected interactions with residents. On several occasions, curious locals wandered onto the set or gathered to watch scenes unfold, creating a lively atmosphere that blurred the lines between fiction and reality. In one memorable incident, a street scene was interrupted by a group of enthusiastic fans who recognized the lead actor and spontaneously joined in the chaos, forcing the crew to improvise and incorporate the crowd into the scene. The film's use of prosthetics and makeup to differentiate between Charlie and Hank was a complex process that involved innovative techniques. Makeup artists developed specialized methods to subtly alter facial features and expressions, allowing the actor to switch seamlessly between personas without losing continuity. These transformations were not just cosmetic but physical, requiring hours of preparation each day. The intensity of this process sometimes led to moments of discomfort and frustration, but ultimately contributed to the authenticity and visual clarity of the character. Duality sound design played a crucial yet often overlooked role in the film's production. Capturing the auditory nuances of two distinct personalities sharing one body required creative approaches to voice modulation and ambient sound layering. Sound engineers experimented with different microphone placements and post-production effects to enhance the contrast between Charlie's calm tones and Hank's abrasive outbursts. This technical experimentation contributed to the immersive experience, making the audience feel as if they were inside the fractured mind of the protagonist. The chemistry between the lead actors, particularly the dynamic between Charlie and Irene, was not only palpable on screen but also cultivated off-camera through shared experiences and mutual respect. Cast interviews reveal that they spent time rehearsing together in informal settings, developing a rapport that translated into authentic, electric interactions. Their improvisational exchanges during rehearsals often informed the final performances, with some of their most natural moments arising from unscripted dialogue and playful banter. The film's humor occasionally pushed the boundaries of comfort, leading to lively discussions among the cast and crew about tone and appropriateness. The director navigated these debates with a clear vision to balance irreverence with heart, ensuring that the comedy never devolved into mere shock value. This careful calibration is evident in the final product, where outrageous antics coexist with moments of genuine emotion and character development. An unexpected challenge arose from the need to depict mental health issues with both sensitivity and comedic flair. The production consulted experts to better understand dissociative identity disorder, aiming to avoid harmful stereotypes while embracing the story's fantastical elements. This research informed the portrayal of Charlie and Hank, grounding their behaviors in psychological realities even as the film leaned into absurdity. The balance struck between comedy and respect contributed to the film's nuanced reception. Behind the scenes, the production's pace was relentless. Shooting schedules were often tight, requiring long hours and swift adaptability. One anecdote tells of a particularly grueling day when multiple complex scenes were filmed back-to-back, testing the endurance and focus of everyone involved. Despite fatigue, the cast maintained high spirits, often lightening tense moments with jokes and music sessions that reflected the film's playful energy. The choice of Rhode Island as a filming location was itself a point of interest. The state's diverse landscapes and historic architecture offered a versatile canvas, allowing scenes to shift seamlessly between suburban calm and urban chaos. Production designers took advantage of local color, incorporating real signage and landmarks that added authenticity. This regional specificity gave the film a distinctive flavor, setting it apart from more generic settings often used in comedies. Trivia buffs will find delight in knowing that several supporting actors were cast for their improvisational skills and background in comedy troupes, bringing a spontaneous edge to group scenes. Their presence enriched the film's texture, creating moments of unpredictable humor that felt organic rather than staged. These ensemble contributions underline the collaborative nature of the film's comedic spirit. Another fascinating fact concerns the film's soundtrack, which includes a mix of original compositions and contemporary tracks that mirror the film's tonal shifts. The music selection was overseen by a team who worked closely with the director to ensure that each piece complemented the narrative's emotional beats. Some songs became emblematic of character moods or plot points, weaving an additional layer of meaning into the storytelling. Post-production brought its own surprises. Editors faced the challenge of balancing the frenetic pace of the comedy with moments of pause and reflection, crafting a rhythm that keeps audiences engaged without overwhelming them. Multiple versions of scenes were tested to find the optimal mix of timing and content, demonstrating the fluid nature of storytelling even after principal photography concluded. In essence, the strangest facts about the film's making reveal a production alive with energy, creativity, and resilience. From improvisational brilliance to technical ingenuity, from unexpected on-set encounters to thoughtful research and collaboration, every facet contributed to a final work that is as unpredictable and vibrant as its central character. These behind-the-scenes stories enrich our appreciation, reminding us that the magic of cinema often emerges from the wild, wonderful chaos of making art. The film unspools as a kaleidoscope of chaos and comedy, yet beneath its riotous exterior lies a complex exploration of identity, repression, and human connection. The significant events that punctuate its narrative serve not merely as plot points or comedic set pieces, but as gateways into deeper psychological and social commentary. Through an in-depth critical perspective, these moments illuminate the film's intricate weaving of humor and pathos, ultimately shaping its lasting impact and reception. One of the earliest critical moments arises with the protagonist's initial emergence of his alter ego, a psychological rupture that sets the tone for the film's exploration of fractured identity. This event is not presented as mere slapstick but as a metaphor for the tension between societal expectations and internal turmoil. The stark contrast between Charlie's mild-mannered facade and Hank's explosive persona invites viewers to consider the costs of emotional repression and the human need to express suppressed rage. Critics have noted how this portrayal challenges traditional narratives of mental health, using humor to open dialogue on the complexities of dissociative identity and the masks people wear. The film's journey motif, embodied in Charlie and Irene's cross-state road trip, functions as a crucible for transformation and revelation. Key events along this journey, including confrontations with antagonists, moments of vulnerability, and absurd mishaps, serve as catalysts for character development and thematic exploration. From a critical viewpoint, these episodes illustrate the collision between order and chaos, reflecting broader societal tensions. The road becomes a liminal space where social norms are upended, identities are tested, and authentic connections are forged. This setting amplifies the narrative's emotional resonance, situating personal struggles within a landscape of unpredictability. A pivotal event is the growing relationship between Charlie and Irene, which oscillates between conflict and camaraderie. Their dynamic serves as a microcosm of the film's broader themes: trust, acceptance, and the challenge of embracing complexity in others. Critical analysis highlights how their interactions humanize the chaotic narrative, grounding it in emotional truth. Irene's evolving empathy towards Charlie/Hank challenges viewers to reconsider assumptions about mental illness and the multifaceted nature of identity. This relationship adds layers of depth to the film, transforming it from a simple comedy into a nuanced study of human connection. The film's use of humor, often bordering on the absurd and vulgar, is itself a critical focal point. These comedic elements do not merely entertain but serve to disarm and engage audiences with difficult subject matter. Critics have observed that the film's laughter is a mechanism for confronting discomfort, allowing taboo topics like mental health, masculinity, and societal pressure to be examined through a subversive lens. This approach democratizes the conversation, making it accessible without diminishing the seriousness of underlying issues. The balance struck between farce and insight contributes to the film's unique voice and enduring appeal. Major plot twists, such as the revelation of Charlie's traumatic past and the escalating conflicts between his two personalities, deepen the narrative complexity. These moments move the story beyond surface-level comedy into territory that demands reflection. The trauma uncovered is critical to understanding the character's fragmentation and the film's commentary on the long-term effects of emotional suppression. From a critical perspective, these revelations invite discourse on the societal stigmas surrounding mental health and the ways in which personal pain is often hidden behind public facades. The film's climax, marked by high-stakes confrontations and chaotic resolutions, embodies the thematic culmination of order confronting chaos. This convergence of physical action and psychological reckoning offers a cathartic release both for the characters and the audience. Critics have praised this sequence for its ability to blend visceral humor with emotional catharsis, delivering a finale that is both entertaining and thematically satisfying. The resolution of Charlie's internal conflict, while not entirely neat or conventional, reflects a realistic acknowledgement of the ongoing nature of psychological struggle and personal growth. Beyond individual events, the film's thematic and emotional resonance stems from its treatment of identity as fluid and multifaceted. The narrative challenges binary notions of sanity and madness, order and disorder, suggesting instead that these states coexist within the human experience. This perspective aligns with contemporary psychological thought, positioning the film as ahead of its time in its empathetic portrayal of mental health. The interplay between Charlie and Hank serves as a dramatization of this complexity, inviting audiences to embrace nuance and reject simplistic labels. The film also engages critically with cultural constructions of masculinity. Charlie's struggle to maintain a stoic, controlled persona contrasts sharply with Hank's uninhibited, aggressive behavior, creating a dialogue on the pressures men face to conform to certain emotional norms. Through humor and exaggeration, the film exposes the toxic consequences of repression and the liberation found in embracing vulnerability, even when it appears chaotic. This thematic strand enriches the narrative's social commentary, contributing to its relevance and depth. Audience reception reflects the film's success in blending entertainment with meaningful engagement. Viewers often recount being simultaneously amused and moved, appreciating the film's ability to handle serious themes with levity and heart. The cult status the film has achieved is partly due to this balance, with fans drawn to its irreverent humor and underlying emotional truths. Critical discourse similarly acknowledges the film's innovative approach, recognizing its contribution to broadening the scope of comedy as a genre capable of addressing complex psychological and social issues. In academic and cultural analyses, the film is frequently cited as an example of how comedy can serve as a vehicle for exploring mental health without stigma. Its portrayal of dissociative identity disorder, while exaggerated for comedic effect, opens pathways for conversation and empathy. The narrative's emphasis on acceptance and connection aligns with broader movements toward destigmatization and mental health awareness, situating the film within important cultural dialogues. Ultimately, the significant events within the film act as both entertainment and metaphor, illuminating the intricate dance between order and chaos that defines human experience. Through its blend of outrageous comedy and poignant insight, the film invites viewers to confront discomfort, laugh at absurdity, and recognize the fractured, multifaceted selves within us all. Its lasting impact and reception testify to the power of storytelling that dares to mix humor with heart, challenging conventions while embracing the complexity of identity and connection. The creation of this film was as riotous and unpredictable as the story it tells, a production filled with moments of creative brilliance, unexpected challenges, and surprising anecdotes that mirror the chaos and comedy that unfold on screen. The process of bringing this wild tale to life demanded a delicate balance between meticulous planning and spontaneous improvisation, a dynamic dance that reflected the very essence of the protagonist's fractured identity. Behind the camera, the cast and crew navigated a whirlwind of technical hurdles, collaborative ingenuity, and moments of genuine human connection that together shaped the film's unique character. At the outset, the filmmaking process was marked by a clear vision: to craft a comedy that pushed boundaries while exploring deeper psychological themes with empathy and humor. The director, known for his fearless approach to blending outrageous humor with heartfelt storytelling, insisted on an environment where actors could experiment freely. This philosophy permeated the set, encouraging a culture of improvisation that became a defining feature of the production. Rather than rigidly adhering to the script, the cast was often invited to inject their own ideas, resulting in scenes that crackle with spontaneity and authenticity. Casting was a pivotal element in realizing this vision. The lead actor's reputation for physical comedy and quick wit made him an ideal choice to embody the dual roles of Charlie and his alter ego Hank. However, the demands of the role went beyond comedic timing. The actor committed himself to an intense exploration of the character's psychological complexity. His preparation involved extensive research into dissociative identity disorder and immersive rehearsals that tested his ability to switch seamlessly between contrasting personas. This dedication not only lent credibility to his performance but also fostered a collaborative atmosphere on set, inspiring fellow actors to elevate their own contributions. One of the most fascinating behind-the-scenes stories involves the extensive use of improvisation during filming. Many of the film's most memorable moments were born from unscripted exchanges between the actors. For example, a heated argument between Charlie and Irene, filled with sharp banter and unexpected physical comedy, was largely improvised during a rehearsal. The director recognized the magic of these spontaneous interactions and often reworked scenes to incorporate the energy they generated. This approach gave the film a raw, unpredictable edge that distinguishes it from more conventional comedies. The physical comedy sequences presented unique logistical challenges. Stunts involving slapstick violence, pratfalls, and chaotic chases required careful coordination between the actors and the stunt team to ensure safety without sacrificing comedic impact. In one notorious incident, a carefully choreographed chase scene went off-script when an actor's misstep sent him crashing through a set piece earlier than planned. While this could have disrupted filming, the director chose to keep the take, recognizing that the genuine surprise and physicality added an authentic burst of humor and energy. Filming locations contributed significantly to the film's atmosphere and logistical complexity. Shooting on location in Rhode Island provided a vibrant urban backdrop, but the bustling streets and unpredictable weather posed constant challenges. The crew often had to adapt to changing conditions, rescheduling outdoor scenes or reconfiguring camera setups on the fly. One particularly memorable day involved filming in a crowded marketplace, where enthusiastic onlookers inadvertently became extras, their reactions captured spontaneously and woven into the scene's fabric. These unplanned interactions lent the film a documentary-like vibrancy that enhanced its realism amid the farce. Makeup and costume departments faced the demanding task of visually distinguishing Charlie from Hank. The transformations were subtle yet crucial, relying on changes in posture, facial expressions, and wardrobe to signal the switch between personalities. Makeup artists developed innovative techniques to create a convincing yet comfortable process, given the frequency with which the actor had to transition between roles. Costume designers also tailored outfits to reflect character traits. Charlie's reserved, utilitarian attire contrasted sharply with Hank's more flamboyant and unruly style. These visual cues helped audiences navigate the complex character dynamics and enriched the storytelling. Sound design was another critical area where creativity flourished. Capturing the nuances of two contrasting personalities sharing one body required innovative audio techniques. Sound engineers experimented with layered vocal tracks, modulation effects, and spatial audio to enhance the distinction between Charlie's calm speech and Hank's explosive outbursts. The soundscape also incorporated ambient city noises, musical motifs, and comedic timing to immerse viewers fully in the protagonist's fractured world. This careful blending of sound elements contributed to the film's immersive and emotionally engaging atmosphere. The editing process was both a technical challenge and a creative opportunity. Editors worked closely with the director to balance the film's frenetic energy with moments of pause and emotional clarity. The rapid-fire comedic sequences required precise timing to maximize humor, while more introspective scenes demanded a slower, more deliberate pace. Multiple versions of key scenes were tested to find the perfect rhythm, with the final cut reflecting a dynamic interplay between chaos and control, mirroring the protagonist's own internal struggle. Behind the scenes, the camaraderie among the cast and crew was palpable. Long shooting days were punctuated by shared meals, impromptu music sessions, and moments of levity that helped maintain morale. The challenging nature of the film's content and physical demands fostered a strong sense of solidarity, with members of the team supporting each other through exhaustion and creative frustrations. These human connections infused the production with a spirit of collaboration that translated into on-screen chemistry and authenticity. One of the more unusual production anecdotes involves the challenges of working with the film's extensive prop collection, especially those used in physical comedy scenes. Many props were custom-made to withstand repeated use, but the film's physicality led to frequent breakages and on-set improvisations to replace or repair items quickly. This aspect of production required nimble problem-solving and contributed to a lively, unpredictable set environment that mirrored the film's tone. Marketing the film presented its own set of interesting challenges. Given the film's mix of dark humor, psychological themes, and slapstick comedy, promotional campaigns had to carefully balance these elements to attract a broad audience without misrepresenting the tone. The marketing team employed innovative strategies, including interactive trailers and live comedic events, to engage potential viewers and highlight the film's unique blend of genres. These efforts played a significant role in building anticipation and securing the film's place in the comedy landscape. In retrospect, the making of this film stands as a testament to the power of collaboration, improvisation, and creative risk-taking. From the initial casting decisions to the final editing choices, every stage of production was infused with a willingness to embrace chaos and find order within it, mirroring the story's central themes. The behind-the-scenes stories and fun facts not only enrich our appreciation of the film but also remind us that the magic of cinema often arises from the unpredictable alchemy of people, place, and passion coming together. In sum, the production of this film was a journey filled with unexpected twists and triumphant moments. Its success owes as much to the dedication and inventiveness of the cast and crew as to the script itself. The combination of meticulous craftsmanship and spontaneous creativity resulted in a work that is as lively and engaging behind the scenes as it is on screen, a true reflection of the chaos and charm at its core. The world of this film unfolds across a canvas rich with vibrant settings and thoughtfully crafted cinematic elements, each chosen and designed to amplify the chaotic yet heartfelt narrative at its core. The physical spaces, the bustling streets, the claustrophobic interiors, the winding highways, are more than mere backdrops. They are integral characters in their own right, shaping the story's rhythm, reflecting its themes, and immersing the audience in the tumultuous journey of Charlie Bailey Gates and his unpredictable alter ego, Hank. This detailed exploration of the film's settings and visual language reveals how environment and artistry intertwine to create a sensory experience as layered and dynamic as the characters themselves. The story's geographic heart beats strongest in Rhode Island, a locale chosen for its blend of quaint charm and urban grit. The filmmakers harnessed the state's unique character to underscore the film's dualities, its surface calm masking underlying tensions, its tight-knit communities juxtaposed with moments of explosive disruption. City streets bustling with everyday life contrast sharply with quieter, suburban neighborhoods, creating a textured environment where the extraordinary erupts amid the mundane. This setting grounds the narrative, anchoring the outlandish antics in a recognizable world that feels lived in and authentic. Filming on location in Rhode Island brought challenges and opportunities that the production embraced wholeheartedly. The crew scouted neighborhoods that could double as both picturesque and chaotic, from leafy residential streets to narrow alleys filled with graffiti and bustling corner stores. These choices lent visual credibility and allowed scenes to unfold with naturalistic energy. One notable location, a busy downtown intersection, served as the stage for a pivotal chase sequence, its layered textures of traffic, pedestrians, and neon signs heightening the tension and visual complexity. The city's architecture, a mix of colonial-era buildings and modern structures, offered a versatile palette for contrasting moods, from the cozy warmth of a family home to the starkness of institutional offices. The film's road trip narrative found expression in the varied landscapes encountered along the way, highways slicing through rolling hills, service stations bathed in fluorescent light, diners echoing with the hum of conversation. These transient spaces evoke a sense of movement and uncertainty, mirroring the protagonist's psychological journeys. Cinematographically, these sequences employ wide, sweeping shots that capture the expanse of the American landscape, juxtaposed with tighter, intimate close-ups that reveal the characters' emotional states. This interplay reinforces themes of isolation and connection, freedom and constraint. Interior settings, from police precincts to motel rooms, are crafted with meticulous attention to detail. These spaces often reflect the emotional atmosphere. Sterile, confining offices underscore the protagonist's restrained existence, while cluttered, dimly lit rooms hint at the chaos lurking beneath the surface. Production designers utilized color schemes and props to subtly reinforce character traits and narrative beats. For instance, the use of muted blues and grays in Charlie's personal spaces contrasts with the warmer, more saturated tones that accompany Hank's appearances. This visual coding helps audiences navigate the shifting moods and identities. Lighting plays a pivotal role in shaping the film's tone, using contrasts between harsh fluorescence and softer, natural light to delineate emotional states and narrative shifts. Scenes depicting Charlie's suppressed world often feature cooler, controlled lighting, evoking a sense of order and repression. In contrast, moments dominated by Hank's presence are marked by dynamic lighting shifts, glare, flickering neon, and deep shadows that evoke unpredictability and intensity. Cinematographers employed chiaroscuro techniques to create dramatic tension, using shadows to suggest hidden aspects of character and story. Camera work in the film is dynamic and varied, mirroring the narrative's oscillation between calm and chaos. Handheld shots follow characters through crowded spaces with immediacy and urgency, immersing viewers in the frenetic pace of unfolding events. These sequences often feature quick pans, abrupt zooms, and shakiness that enhance the feeling of instability and conflict. Conversely, steadier, more composed shots are reserved for reflective moments, allowing space for emotional nuance and character introspection. This rhythmic variation in camera movement crafts a visual tempo that aligns with the story's emotional cadence. Visual symbolism is woven into the film's cinematography and production design, adding layers of meaning that enrich the viewing experience. Mirrors and reflective surfaces recur as motifs, symbolizing duality, self-examination, and fractured identity. Scenes where characters confront their reflections or encounter distorted images visually echo the internal conflicts at play. The use of confined spaces framed by doorways or windows emphasizes themes of entrapment and the longing for freedom. These compositional choices invite viewers to engage actively with the film's thematic undercurrents. The film's color palette evolves alongside the narrative, shifting to reflect character development and emotional arcs. Early scenes utilize desaturated hues that underscore monotony and repression, gradually giving way to richer, more vibrant colors as the story progresses and the protagonist's alter ego asserts itself. This progression in color design visually narrates the tension between control and release, conformity and chaos. Production designers collaborated closely with cinematographers to ensure that costumes, sets, and lighting harmonized to support this evolving palette. Sound design complements the visual elements to create a fully immersive atmosphere. Ambient noises, the hum of city life, the screech of tires, the murmur of conversations, are carefully layered to enhance realism and texture. The juxtaposition of diegetic sounds with the film's musical score heightens emotional impact and narrative pacing. Sound engineers experimented with spatial audio techniques, creating a sonic environment that envelopes the audience and aligns with the protagonist's heightened sensory experience. Moments of silence or near silence are employed strategically to focus attention and build tension. Special effects are used sparingly but effectively to underscore moments where reality blurs with psychological intensity. Visual distortions, rapid cuts, and shifts in color saturation accompany the protagonist's mental transitions, visually signaling the presence of his alter ego. These effects are integrated seamlessly into the cinematography, enhancing storytelling without distracting from performances. The restraint shown in their application reflects a thoughtful approach to blending realism with stylized expression. Editing techniques play a crucial role in shaping the film's narrative flow and emotional rhythm. The editors employ a mix of rapid montages and lingering shots, mirroring the oscillation between frenetic chaos and contemplative stillness that defines the protagonist's experience. The juxtaposition of contrasting sequences, such as a frantic chase followed by a quiet moment of vulnerability, creates a dynamic pace that sustains audience engagement. Sound and image are woven together with precision, ensuring that comedic timing and dramatic beats land effectively. The film's mise-en-scene, its careful arrangement of visual elements within each frame, contributes significantly to atmosphere and storytelling. Props, set dressings, and background details are selected not only for authenticity but for their symbolic resonance. For example, recurring imagery of clocks and timers evokes themes of urgency and the passage of time, while scattered personal items hint at fragmented identity. These subtle details enrich the narrative tapestry, rewarding attentive viewers with deeper layers of meaning. In summary, the film's settings and cinematic elements form an intricate, multi-dimensional world that elevates the narrative from mere comedy to a richly textured experience. Through thoughtful location choices, dynamic camera work, expressive lighting, and layered sound design, the filmmakers create an environment that mirrors the internal struggles and external chaos of the characters. The visual and auditory landscapes invite audiences not just to watch but to feel, to inhabit the swirling tensions between order and madness, repression and release, isolation and connection. This seamless fusion of setting and cinematic artistry stands as a testament to the power of film to transform space into story, mood into meaning. The set of this film was a world unto itself, a place where the unpredictable met the meticulously planned, where laughter echoed through long shooting days and challenges emerged as opportunities for creativity. Behind the camera, the atmosphere was alive with a mixture of camaraderie, intensity, and sheer improvisational energy, reflecting the very spirit of the story unfolding on screen. These behind-the-scenes insights offer a glimpse into the human heart of the production, revealing the stories, relationships, and hurdles that shaped the film into the wild, compelling experience. It became one of the most enduring stories from the set involves the lead actor's boundless enthusiasm for improvisation. Known for his quick wit and fearless comedic timing, he frequently transformed scripted scenes into spontaneous performances, much to the delight and occasional exasperation of the director and crew. This improvisational approach often led to moments of pure magic, as the actors' instinctive choices injected new life and authenticity into the film's chaos. In one memorable scene, a simple scripted confrontation blossomed into a multi-minute exchange filled with improvised insults, physical comedy, and unexpected emotional depth. The director, recognizing the power of these moments, often encouraged the cast to explore beyond the page, creating an environment where creative risks were not only welcomed but essential. The interaction among cast members was marked by a dynamic blend of professionalism and playful mischief. Long hours of filming, often under physically demanding conditions, were punctuated by moments of levity that forged strong bonds among the team. Off-camera, the lead actors developed a rapport that mirrored their on-screen chemistry, sharing inside jokes, rehearsing scenes together, and supporting each other through the emotional and physical demands of their roles. These relationships fostered a sense of trust that allowed for vulnerability and boldness in performance, elevating the film's emotional authenticity. Physical comedy sequences. The interaction among cast members was marked by a dynamic blend of professionalism and playful mischief. Long hours of filming, often under physically demanding conditions, were punctuated by moments of levity that forged strong bonds among the team. Off-camera, the lead actors developed a rapport that mirrored their on-screen chemistry, sharing inside jokes, rehearsing scenes together, and supporting each other through the emotional and physical demands of their roles. These relationships fostered a sense of trust that allowed for vulnerability and boldness in performance, elevating the film's emotional authenticity. Physical comedy sequences, a hallmark of the film, required precise choreography and coordination with the stunt team, leading to both planned and accidental moments that became part of the film's charm. On one occasion, a carefully staged pratfall turned into an impromptu gag when the actor's slip was more dramatic than intended. Rather than reshooting, the director decided to keep the take, appreciating the genuine surprise and energy it brought to the scene. Such instances highlight the fluidity of the filmmaking process and the openness to serendipity that characterized the production. The technical crew faced unique challenges in capturing the duality of the protagonist's character. Makeup and costume teams worked tirelessly to differentiate Charlie and Hank visually, a task complicated by the frequent and rapid shifts between personalities. The makeup process was elaborate, involving subtle facial modifications and wardrobe changes that had to be executed quickly to maintain shooting schedules. Makeup artists developed innovative techniques to speed up transitions while preserving the integrity of each persona's distinct look. These behind-the-scenes efforts were crucial in supporting the narrative clarity and visual storytelling. Sound recording on set presented its own set of complexities. Scenes featuring overlapping dialogue between Charlie and Hank demanded careful planning and innovative microphone placement to ensure clarity and distinction. The sound team often worked in tandem with the actors to capture nuances of tone and inflection that signaled shifts in personality. Post-production sound editing further enhanced these distinctions, employing layering and modulation to immerse the audience in the protagonist's fractured mind. Filming on location in Rhode Island brought unpredictable elements that both challenged and enriched the production. Weather variations, local events, and the presence of curious bystanders required flexibility and quick problem-solving from the crew. One anecdote recalls a scene interrupted by a sudden downpour, forcing the team to halt and adapt, only to later integrate the rain into the scene's atmosphere, enhancing its emotional weight. Similarly, unexpected background activity, such as a street musician spontaneously joining a take, was sometimes woven into the fabric of the film, adding layers of realism and texture. The director's leadership style emphasized collaboration and trust, fostering an environment where cast and crew felt empowered to contribute ideas and express concerns. Regular meetings and open communication channels allowed for the exchange of creative input, logistical updates, and problem-solving strategies. This inclusive approach helped to navigate the inevitable challenges of production while maintaining morale and artistic vision. One significant challenge involved coordinating complex action sequences that blended physical comedy with narrative stakes. These scenes required synchronization between actors, stunt coordinators, camera operators, and safety personnel. Rehearsals were rigorous, with repeated run-throughs to ensure timing and safety. Despite meticulous preparation, on-set adjustments were often necessary to accommodate spatial constraints and maintain comedic impact. The collaborative spirit of the team facilitated swift adaptation, turning obstacles into opportunities for inventive staging and camera work. The makeup and costume departments also encountered logistical hurdles in maintaining continuity amidst the frenetic pace of shooting. Frequent costume changes and makeup applications had to be balanced with limited time, necessitating efficient workflows and close coordination with the shooting schedule. Anecdotes from these teams reveal moments of creative problem-solving, such as using quick-change garments and innovative makeup materials to streamline processes without compromising quality. Beyond technical and logistical challenges, the emotional demands of portraying characters grappling with psychological complexity required sensitivity and support. The production provided resources such as counseling and peer support to help actors navigate the intensity of their roles. This commitment to mental well-being underscored the human-centered ethos of the filmmaking process, recognizing that the story's depth depended on the care afforded to those bringing it to life. In terms of unexpected on-set moments, the production was rife with stories of happy accidents and spontaneous creativity. For example, a scene originally written as a brief exchange expanded into a lengthy comedic set piece after the actor's playful improvisation. Similarly, interactions with local residents sometimes yielded authentic reactions that enriched background scenes. These organic moments contributed to the film's lively, unpredictable texture. The film's post-production phase continued the spirit of collaboration and innovation. Editors, sound designers, and visual effects artists worked closely with the director to shape the final narrative rhythm, blending the manic energy of performances with moments of emotional clarity. Test screenings informed adjustments, ensuring that pacing and tone resonated with diverse audiences. This iterative process reflected a commitment to refining the film's balance of comedy and heart. In sum, the behind-the-scenes journey of this film was a microcosm of the story it tells, a blend of chaos and order, spontaneity and precision, laughter and depth. The interactions among cast and crew fostered a creative synergy that transformed challenges into triumphs. These insights illuminate the human element behind the cinematic spectacle, reminding us that the magic of film arises not only from scripts and cameras but from the passion, resilience, and camaraderie of those who bring stories to life. The film unfolds as a vivid exploration of duality, identity, and the chaotic human spirit, weaving its themes with a boldness that is as humorous as it is profound. At the heart of the narrative lies the tension between control and release, civility and chaos. Tensions embodied most palpably in the fractured psyche of its protagonist, whose struggle becomes a mirror reflecting universal questions about the self, societal expectations, and the masks we wear. Delving deeply into these themes reveals a rich tapestry where symbolism is employed not merely as decorative flourish but as an integral language that speaks to the story's emotional and psychological core. Central to the film's thematic structure is the concept of fractured identity, a motif that resonates throughout every scene and character interaction. The protagonist's split personality is not just a plot device but a potent symbol of the internal conflicts that many face, the tug-of-war between who we are expected to be and who we truly feel inside. This duality represents the human capacity for contradiction, the coexistence of order and chaos within a single self. The struggle to reconcile these opposing forces invites audiences to reflect on their own complexities, challenging simplistic notions of personality and sanity. The theme of repression and the consequences of suppressing one's true feelings is intricately woven into the narrative fabric. The protagonist's polite, restrained facade is a survival mechanism shaped by past trauma and societal pressures. However, this repression manifests explosively through his alter ego, whose uninhibited behavior exposes the dangers of burying one's emotions. Symbolically, Hank acts as both a warning and a release valve, embodying the destructive potential of unacknowledged rage and the necessity of emotional authenticity. This theme underscores the film's commentary on mental health and the human cost of conforming to rigid norms. The film also engages with the theme of societal expectation versus individual authenticity. The protagonist's role as a state trooper, a symbol of law, order, and decorum, contrasts starkly with the anarchic nature of his alter ego. This juxtaposition highlights the tension between public persona and private reality, a struggle familiar to many. Through humor and exaggeration, the film critiques societal demands for uniformity and the stigmatization of deviation. The narrative suggests that embracing the full spectrum of one's identity, even its chaotic aspects, is essential to genuine selfhood. Connection and alienation emerge as another significant theme. The protagonist's fractured state isolates him from family, colleagues, and society at large, creating a profound sense of loneliness. Yet, through his journey with Irene, the film explores the possibility of connection despite, or perhaps because of, imperfection. Their evolving relationship symbolizes the human yearning for understanding and acceptance, transcending surface appearances and embracing complexity. This theme resonates emotionally, offering a hopeful counterpoint to the chaos. Symbolism is rich and multifaceted throughout the film, operating visually, narratively, and psychologically. One of the most prominent symbols is the dichotomy between light and shadow, used cinematographically to reflect the protagonist's internal split. Scenes dominated by bright, controlled lighting correspond to Charlie's orderly self, while darker, shadowed compositions accompany Hank's emergence. This visual metaphor deepens the audience's understanding of the duality, making the internal external and palpable. Mirrors and reflections serve as recurring symbolic motifs, emphasizing themes of self-examination and fractured identity. Characters often encounter their reflections at moments of crisis or revelation, prompting introspection. The distortion or splitting of images in these reflections visually manifests the protagonist's divided psyche. These moments invite viewers to contemplate the elusive nature of self-perception and the dissonance between appearance and reality. The use of urban and domestic spaces also carries symbolic weight. The protagonist's home, with its orderly yet confining atmosphere, symbolizes the constructed facade he maintains. In contrast, the chaotic streets and public spaces he traverses represent the unpredictable, uncontrollable forces within and outside himself. This spatial symbolism underscores the tension between private restraint and public chaos, framing the narrative's emotional geography. Sound and music function symbolically, bridging narrative and emotion. The contrast between silence and noise, calm and eruption, parallels the protagonist's psychological states. Moments of quiet introspection are punctuated by bursts of loud, discordant sound, mirroring the clash between Charlie and Hank. This auditory symbolism enhances the immersive experience, allowing the audience to feel the character's turmoil viscerally. Costuming further amplifies thematic concerns through symbolic contrasts. Charlie's conservative, muted attire signifies repression and conformity, while Hank's more flamboyant, unkempt wardrobe reflects rebellion and freedom. These visual cues communicate character shifts and internal states without words, enriching the storytelling through design. The film also incorporates symbolism related to time and control. Clocks and watches appear throughout, often in scenes where tension mounts or decisions are pivotal. These devices symbolize the pressure of societal expectations, the relentless march of order, and the protagonist's struggle to manage his fragmented selves within temporal constraints. The motif of time reflects broader anxieties about control, destiny, and change. Interpersonal dynamics in the film echo and extend its thematic concerns. The relationship between Charlie and Irene embodies the possibility of acceptance amid disorder. Irene's willingness to engage with Charlie's fractured identity symbolizes empathy's transformative power. Their interactions explore how human connection can bridge divides, heal wounds, and foster growth. This relational symbolism enriches the narrative, grounding its wild energy in emotional reality. In sum, the film's themes and symbolism form a vibrant, interlocking mosaic that elevates its comedic and narrative elements. Through its bold portrayal of fractured identity, repression, societal pressure, and connection, the story invites viewers into a nuanced reflection on the human condition. Its symbols, visual, auditory, spatial, act as keys unlocking deeper layers of meaning, transforming a riotous comedy into a poignant meditation on selfhood, authenticity, and the messy, beautiful chaos that defines us all. The crafting of this film was a bold, intricate dance between chaos and control, a process that mirrors the fractured psyche of its central character and the wild energy of the story itself. Behind the scenes, the filmmakers employed a range of innovative techniques that shaped not only how the narrative unfolded on screen, but also how audiences experienced its unique blend of humor, tension, and emotional depth. The artistry of filmmaking here is a testament to the power of technical mastery woven seamlessly with storytelling ambition, a fusion that creates an immersive atmosphere where the unpredictable feels viscerally real and the character's inner turmoil resonates with vivid clarity. Central to the film's aesthetic is its dynamic cinematography, which oscillates fluidly between controlled precision and kinetic unpredictability. The director of photography embraced a visual language that reflects the narrative's core conflict, the tension between Charlie's restrained persona and Hank's explosive alter ego. Early scenes are often characterized by composed, steady shots that frame Charlie in symmetrical, orderly compositions, underscoring his attempt to maintain calm and control. As Hank emerges, the cinematography shifts dramatically. Handheld cameras introduce jittery movements, rapid pans, and abrupt zooms that inject a sense of chaos and instability. This deliberate visual dichotomy allows the viewer to inhabit the protagonist's fractured mind, experiencing firsthand the unsettling shift between calm and frenzy. Lighting plays a pivotal role in shaping mood and atmosphere throughout the film. Scenes anchored in Charlie's perspective tend to employ soft, naturalistic lighting that bathes the frame in muted tones, evoking a subdued emotional landscape. In contrast, moments dominated by Hank's presence feature stark contrasts, with dramatic shadows and high-contrast lighting that heighten tension and accentuate unpredictability. The interplay of light and shadow functions as a metaphor for the duality within the protagonist, visually articulating the battle between repression and release. Practical light sources, neon signs, flickering fluorescents, and street lamps, are used creatively to infuse scenes with texture and depth, grounding the visual style in urban realism while amplifying its emotional impact. The film's editing is a masterclass in rhythm and pacing, skillfully balancing the manic energy of the comedy with quieter, more introspective moments. Editors employed rapid cutting during sequences where Hank's wild antics dominate, creating a frenetic tempo that mirrors the character's volatility and keeps viewers on edge. This approach intensifies the comedic timing and heightens the sense of unpredictability. Conversely, scenes that explore Charlie's internal struggles are given longer takes and slower pacing, allowing emotional nuances to breathe and fostering audience empathy. The juxtaposition of these editing styles not only reinforces the narrative's thematic contrasts but also sustains engagement by varying the viewer's sensory experience. Sound design emerges as a crucial component in amplifying the film's psychological complexity and atmospheric richness. The auditory landscape is meticulously layered to reflect the protagonist's fractured state of mind. Ambient noises, from the hum of city traffic to the murmur of crowded rooms, are interwoven with dissonant, unsettling effects that signal the presence of Hank. Sound engineers utilized spatial audio techniques to immerse the audience, making shifts in personality feel immediate and enveloping. Dialogue is treated with particular care, with vocal modulation and mixing employed to distinguish between Charlie's calm voice and Hank's aggressive tone, enhancing clarity and emotional impact. Music choices further complement the sound design, ranging from understated melodies to raucous, discordant tracks that underscore tonal shifts and narrative climaxes. The film's production design plays an instrumental role in reinforcing character and theme through environment. Sets and locations are crafted with a keen eye for detail and symbolism. Charlie's living spaces, for example, are designed to feel confined and orderly, reflecting his desire for control and stability, while public spaces, streets, bars, motels, are cluttered, chaotic, and vibrant, mirroring the unpredictability unleashed by Hank. The contrast between these environments visually narrates the protagonist's internal struggle. Props and costumes are selected with symbolic intent, wardrobe changes signify personality shifts, and recurring motifs such as clocks and mirrors subtly emphasize themes of time, self-reflection, and fractured identity. Camera work embraces a wide visual vocabulary to support storytelling. The use of close-ups captures the nuanced performances of actors, allowing subtle emotional shifts to register intimately with the audience. Medium shots and two shots highlight interpersonal dynamics, particularly the evolving relationship between Charlie and Irene, while wide shots situate characters within their environments, emphasizing isolation or connection. Creative framing techniques, such as reflections, framing through doorways, and the use of negative space, add layers of meaning and visual interest. The strategic use of slow motion and time-lapse sequences punctuates key moments, drawing attention to emotional beats or comedic highlights. Lighting and color grading were carefully calibrated during post-production to enhance mood and reinforce narrative arcs. Cooler tones and desaturated colors dominate early sequences, visually underscoring themes of repression and monotony, while warmer hues and heightened saturation mark moments of emotional release and chaos. The color palette shifts in concert with the story, guiding the viewer's emotional journey through subtle visual cues. Color symbolism is employed to distinguish between Charlie's and Hank's personas, with costumes and sets reflecting these tonal differences. The film's special effects, though sparingly used, contribute meaningfully to the portrayal of psychological fragmentation. Visual distortions, such as brief blurs, abrupt cuts, and altered perspectives, signal shifts in consciousness and personality. These effects are integrated seamlessly into the narrative flow, enhancing the immersive quality without detracting from performance. Their restraint exemplifies a thoughtful approach that respects the story's emotional weight while embracing its comedic irreverence. Soundtrack selection was a collaborative effort between the director, composer, and music supervisor, aiming to underscore the film's tonal contrasts and emotional nuances. The score blends traditional orchestral elements with contemporary, edgy tracks that mirror the protagonist's duality. Music cues are strategically placed to heighten tension, emphasize humor, or deepen emotional resonance. The integration of music with visual editing creates moments where sound and image coalesce, offering a multisensory storytelling experience. Some fans have expressed admiration for the lead actor's transformative performance, while others highlight the supporting cast's contributions and the film's clever use of visual and auditory symbolism. This ongoing conversation underscores the film's layered appeal and its capacity to invite multiple readings. Critical reception echoed many of these audience sentiments, acknowledging the cast's central role in bringing the story to life. Reviews often focus on the lead's fearless performance, noting how it navigates the delicate balance between humor and pathos. The actress portraying Irene is praised for grounding the film emotionally, creating a believable counterpoint to the protagonist's volatility. Supporting performances are recognized for adding texture and depth, enriching the narrative fabric. The film's reception also sparked broader discussions about the portrayal of mental health in media. Critics and mental health advocates noted the film's attempt to blend comedy with sensitivity, opening pathways for dialogue while challenging stigmatizing stereotypes. These conversations have contributed to the film's lasting relevance and its place in cultural discourse around representation. Interviews conducted years after the film's release reveal how the cast views the project as a defining moment in their careers. The lead actor describes the role as both exhilarating and exhausting, a process that deepened his understanding of performance and human complexity. The actress recounts how the experience shaped her artistic sensibilities and personal growth. Together, their reflections add a retrospective dimension, highlighting the film's enduring impact on those who brought it to life. In sum, the interplay between the cast's nuanced performances, their personal reflections, and the audience's engagement forms a vibrant ecosystem that sustains the film's life beyond the screen. The voices behind the characters enrich the story with layers of meaning and authenticity, while the viewer's responses affirm its resonance and cultural significance. This dynamic exchange, between actor and audience, creation and reception, underscores the film's power to entertain, provoke thought, and touch the human spirit in all its chaotic beauty. The journey we've taken through this film has been as unpredictable and layered as the story itself, a tale where chaos and control collide, where humor intertwines with heartfelt reflection, and where fractured identities find both conflict and connection. From the opening moments, which introduce us to a man battling the storm within himself, to the wild, unrelenting chaos unleashed by his alter ego, we've witnessed a narrative that is as much about laughter as it is about the complexities of the human psyche. We've explored the intricate plot lines, the vibrant characters who bring the story to life, and the rich thematic undercurrents that ripple beneath the surface. Our deep dive began with the movie's introduction and overview, framing the story's core as a comedic yet poignant exploration of identity and repression. We examined the intricate dance between Charlie Bailey Gates and his explosive alter ego Hank, a duality that propels the narrative forward and invites audiences to question the masks we wear and the parts of ourselves we hide. The early plot set the stage for a chaotic odyssey filled with unexpected twists, rich character dynamics, and a road trip that becomes a metaphor for a journey towards self-understanding and acceptance. Delving into the detailed plot breakdown, both halves of the story revealed how external chaos mirrors internal conflict. The frenetic energy of the alter ego's antics contrasts sharply with moments of tender vulnerability, creating a rhythmic ebb and flow that keeps viewers engaged emotionally and intellectually. Each major event, whether a comedic set piece or a revealing confrontation, serves to deepen the character's development and underscore the film's central themes of duality, repression, and connection. Character analysis illuminated the humanity behind the humor, highlighting the layered portrayals that elevate the story beyond mere farce. The lead actor's transformative performance captures the fragile balance between restraint and release, while the actress playing Irene brings strength and empathy that ground the narrative. Supporting roles add texture and complexity, weaving together a cast whose interactions reflect the messy, unpredictable nature of real human relationships. Their personal reflections in interviews offer insight into the creative process and the emotional investment that brought these characters fully to life. Behind-the-scenes insights painted a vivid picture of a production filled with improvisational magic, technical ingenuity, and collaborative spirit. From the challenges of physical comedy and makeup transformations to the camaraderie that sustained the cast and crew through long days, these stories reveal how the film's wild energy was nurtured by a community of artists united in vision and dedication. Unexpected moments and happy accidents became integral to the film's charm, reflecting the organic nature of creativity. Themes and symbolism provided the emotional and intellectual backbone of the film. The exploration of fractured identity, repression, and the struggle for authenticity resonate deeply, inviting viewers to reflect on their own complexities. Visual motifs, light and shadow, mirrors, urban and domestic spaces, enrich the narrative, transforming the film into a meditation on the human condition. The symbolic use of sound, color, and setting further immerses audiences in the protagonist's turbulent world. Filmmaking techniques, dynamic cinematography, evocative lighting, layered sound design, and precise editing craft an atmosphere that immerses viewers fully in the story's emotional landscape. These technical elements work in concert to convey the narrative's shifting moods, from moments of quiet introspection to bursts of anarchic energy. The film's box office production and marketing strategies underscored its ambition to blend comedy with psychological insight, achieving a distinctive voice that captivated audiences and critics alike. The cast's interviews and audience reviews reveal a rich dialogue that extends the film's impact beyond the screen. The actors' reflections shed light on the creative challenges and emotional journeys involved in portraying such complex characters. Audience engagement, from heartfelt fan stories to critical analysis, highlights the film's capacity to entertain, provoke thought, and foster empathy. This ongoing conversation testifies to the story's enduring relevance and cultural resonance. As we conclude this comprehensive exploration, it is clear that this film is more than a comedy about a man and his alter ego. It is a vibrant, multifaceted work that challenges viewers to embrace the chaotic, contradictory nature of selfhood and the transformative power of acceptance. The blend of humor and heart, chaos and control, absurdity and authenticity creates a cinematic experience that is both entertaining and profoundly human. If this deep dive has enriched your appreciation for the film and its many layers, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Here, we journey beyond the surface of storytelling, uncovering the hidden meanings, technical artistry, and emotional truths that make movies resonate. Your subscription supports continued explorations into films that shape how we see and feel the world. Box office production of the film reflected the ambitious scale of the project. The budget allocated resources for elaborate set pieces, stunt coordination, and extensive post-production work, highlighting the production's commitment to high-quality execution. Marketing strategies leveraged the film's unique blend of comedy and psychological drama, targeting audiences seeking both laughter and depth. Promotional campaigns included interactive trailers and behind-the-scenes features that emphasized the filmmaking craft, fostering anticipation and audience engagement. Upon release, the film garnered attention for its technical innovation and artistic boldness. Critics praised the seamless fusion of visual style, sound design, and narrative pacing, noting how these elements enhanced both comedic and dramatic moments. Audiences responded enthusiastically to the immersive experience, citing the film's ability to make the protagonist's internal conflict palpable and relatable. The film's atmosphere, crafted through meticulous cinematography, editing, and sound, was frequently highlighted as a key factor in its enduring appeal. In sum, the filmmaking techniques employed in this film are integral to its identity and impact. The interplay of dynamic camera work, evocative lighting, layered sound design, and precise editing crafts an immersive atmosphere that draws viewers deeply into the narrative's emotional and psychological terrain. These technical choices amplify the story's themes of duality, repression, and connection, transforming a comedic tale into a richly textured cinematic experience. The film stands as a testament to the power of cinematic artistry to evoke complexity, engage emotions, and leave a lasting impression. The story of this film is not just told through its script or the deft hands behind the camera. It lives and breathes through the cast, the vibrant individuals whose performances carve out the chaotic, humorous, and deeply human world we experience. Their portrayals are colored not only by their talent but also by the personal journeys they undertook to embody such fractured, complex characters. Beyond the screen, their voices in interviews, reflections on their roles, and interactions with audiences enrich the film's legacy, weaving a rich narrative tapestry that extends far beyond the original script. Alongside them, the audience's embrace and interpretation of the film form an ongoing dialogue that reveals how deeply this wild tale resonates with viewers across time and place. At the film's center stands the actor who took on the Herculean task of playing not one but two diametrically opposed personas, Charlie Bailey Gates and Hank. This performance required a rare blend of comedic timing, physicality, and emotional depth. Interviews with the actor reveal his deep engagement with the character's psychological complexity, describing the experience as both a professional challenge and a transformative journey. He speaks candidly about the hours spent researching dissociative identity disorder, striving to avoid caricature while honoring the authentic struggles such individuals face. This commitment manifests in a performance that balances the outrageous with the vulnerable, making the protagonist's duality not just believable but palpably human. The actor's reflections often delve into the technical challenges of switching between personas, noting how he used changes in posture, vocal tone, and facial expression to signal each identity's distinct presence. He recounts moments on set where the boundary between Charlie and Hank blurred during takes, leading to spontaneous bursts of improvisation that enriched the character dynamic. These insights reveal how the actor's creativity and intuition helped shape the film's unpredictable energy and emotional texture. Complementing the lead is the actress portraying Irene, whose portrayal adds balance and depth to the chaotic narrative. Interviews with her highlight her approach to embodying a character who is tough yet empathetic, a grounding force amid the storm. She speaks about the importance of capturing Irene's resilience and complexity, avoiding simplistic tropes in favor of a portrayal that reflects real human contradictions. Her chemistry with the lead actor is frequently noted in discussions, described as a dynamic interplay of tension, humor, and growing mutual understanding that anchors the film emotionally. The actress's accounts of working on set reveal a collaborative spirit, with both leads pushing each other to explore new dimensions in their performances. She describes moments of improvisation that sparked fresh energy, as well as quieter scenes where emotional honesty was paramount. These behind-the-scenes perspectives illuminate the artistry and effort that underpin their on-screen partnership, showing how their relationship evolves both within the story and through their creative process. Supporting cast members, ranging from family to law enforcement colleagues and antagonists, bring vital layers to the story's world. Interviews with these actors often reveal a shared enthusiasm for the film's blend of comedy and psychological insight. Many recall the challenges and joys of contributing to a production that demanded both physical comedy and nuanced performances. Their anecdotes paint a picture of a set where professionalism met playfulness, where the boundaries between character and actor sometimes delightfully blurred. The production fostered a sense of ensemble, with cast members supporting each other through the physical and emotional demands of filming. Stories circulate of late-night rehearsals, shared meals, and moments of spontaneous laughter that strengthened bonds and created a warm, collaborative atmosphere. This camaraderie is evident in the film's energy, infusing even the most chaotic scenes with a sense of cohesion and mutual trust. Audience responses to the film have been as multifaceted as its narrative. From its initial release, viewers were drawn to its daring mix of humor, heart, and psychological complexity. Letters and fan communications reveal personal stories of connection. Viewers who saw reflections of their own struggles with identity, mental health, or family dynamics. Many praised the film's ability to make difficult topics accessible through comedy without diminishing their gravity. The juxtaposition of laughter and pathos struck a chord, fostering a sense of community among audiences who appreciated its honesty and irreverence. Online forums and fan discussions have further extended the film's cultural footprint, with viewers dissecting scenes, quoting favorite lines, and debating interpretations.